I don't feel ready to do this. When a camera's not on me, I know what I want to say, but as soon as the camera's on me, I'm like, dairy doesn't help. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the vegan thing. Not because I really is it over already. I quit eating meat a long time ago. Well, I ate a burger from Wendy's, and as an empath, you feel everything. I feel everything. Not every empath is the same, so I shouldn't say you. But the last time I tried to eat a burger, I ended up crying because I had all of these sad feelings of like being that cow that experienced a beautiful life, but with a lot of pain and loss. I felt like immediately connected to the earth and the sky, like the green grass and the blue sky. But I also felt like I had a baby that was taken away from me immediately. And it was just so sad. And I was fucking crying. And I'm sorry I swore, but I don't want to swear on my TV show. But it was too much. I couldn't handle it. So I want to tell you a story that happened. It's real. It's a real story. It's a true story. It really, 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 really happened on a planet, not this planet, on a different planet in a solar system. God knows. By God, I mean the divine powers of the universe. Far away, far, far away, because we can't see it probably. There's a solar system that circles a blue sun. On this planet, let's call it the blue sun planet. On the blue sun planet, I don't know what to call it. I feel like the name starts with a T, like Charbashibada, something like that. Its star is bigger than ours, but it's further away. The planet is further away from its star. This planet takes about 412 of its days to circle its sun. And each day is about 36 hours compared to our days. So longer days, longer year. So on this planet, the blue sun planet, there are many peoples and animals and plants, just much like Earth, but with a blue haze to it, right? It would look blue to us. And there are two big tribes of people, much like humans, but these people, they're beautiful people, and there's two main tribes of people, the Greenleaf people and the Blue Sun tribe people. The Greenleaf people live in the forest, and they use magic. They don't eat the flesh of animals, they just eat the flesh of the fruits and the berries of their planet. The Blue Sun tribe people live in the plains and the mountains, and they build, and they use steel and metal. They build weapons, they build cities, they hunt the animals, they kill and eat the animals, and they would sooner eat the Greenleaf people than be friends with them. So the Greenleaf people use their magic to hide themselves. They're beautiful, gentle kind of people. The only time they exact any force on anyone is to protect themselves. They'd rather hide than fight. And the Blue Sun tribe people love to eat them. Well, some of them love to eat them, not all of them. The hunters are the only ones that really want to eat them. And they've been warring and fighting for centuries, for as long as they can remember. They've been at war. Our story begins with the queen of the Greenleaf people contacting telepathically the queen of the Blue Sun tribe because she has had a vision of peace. She's had a vision where her daughter has fallen in love with the prince of the Blue Sun people, and they create a child together. At this time, no one believes that their people are similar enough to do that. They think they're so different they can't possibly unite in that way. So, the queen of the Greenleaf people calls out in a dream telepathically to the queen of the Blue Sun tribe. And they meet at a neutral place that was a castle. It's a ruined castle far to the south of both of their lands. And they convince their husbands to come down and meet together. And they have a meeting where they discuss the potential for peace. But the king of the Blue Sun tribe, he'd rather eat them. And they can't come to an agreement. They leave, they separate. But before they can separate, the two children, while the parents are meeting, they meet in complete and utter secrecy. So the two kings and queens and their two children are in this ruined castle down in the South Desert. And they're trying to have a meeting, and the children are there. Why did they bring the children? So they could meet, obviously. The children have met. And of course, instantly they fall in love. Instantly they fall in love. And they're talking to each other, and they're just staring at each other, and they're so in love. They're little 5-6-year-old babies. And so before they part ways, the prince of the Blue Sun tribe gives his pet dove to the princess of the Greenleaf tribe and says, just tuck a little note into his leg pocket thingy that he wears, and he'll always come home to me. And now Tigger wants back in the room. Come on in. And so they separate. They can't come to an agreement. Actually, there's a big fight, really. So the king of the Blue Sun tribe is like, I'm just going to eat you now. And the queen is like, no. And she does a magic spell, and they flee. And they get away, and it's fine. And the Blue Sun king and queen and their son, Prince, leave. And on their way home to their castle, whatever, the mother, the queen, is killed. Because someone in the Blue Sun tribe found out about the meeting and made it look like someone from the Greenleaf tribe killed her. But her ghost speaks to her son and says, don't let my death stand in the way of peace. You've got to keep working towards peace, my son. Please promise me you won't stop. Follow your heart. You can do this. And so they go home. Everybody goes home. And over the years, Prince and Princess are sending letters back and forth to one another, falling more and more in love. By the time they're 15, 16, they agree to meet at the ruins where they met in the first place. And of course, it's just the two of them and their dove. And they make beautiful love, and they conceive a child. But immediately, Princess has a vision. And she says, if your father finds out about this child, he will kill us both. We can't stay together. We have to go into hiding. I have to go into hiding. So they separate again, and she heads towards home. On her way home, she's called into the mountains where people kind of go, but not very often. She goes into the mountains, and she's drawn towards this cave where there's a tiny little blue light flickering in the darkness of this cave. And so she stays in the cave for months and months, as her baby gestates. And as the baby gestates, the flickering light gets bigger and bigger. And finally, as she's going into labor, the light is huge. It's the size of herself. And it's bright blue and white around the edges, and it's drawing her towards it. And as she's going through contractions and giving birth, she walks through this portal of light and ends up in a closet of a shoemaker in Brooklyn, Bronx, New York, somewhere in like 1960s. And she's giving birth, and the what's his face, the cobbler is like, what the heck? Who are you? And she's like, I don't have time to explain, I'm giving birth. And the cobbler remembers his own wife giving birth to their child, and of course, his wife and child have passed away, and his heart breaks for her. And oh yeah, I forgot to explain. So the blue leaf people have this beautiful skin that in their sun shimmers iridescent. And every individual person has a different pattern of like leafy leaves and curlicues, and their whole skin is different. And in the sun, in their blue sun, their skin glitters, iridescent. So blue sun tribe people have like a blue pattern on their skin, and it too glitters in the sun. And that's why they believe they can't breed together. They think they're too different. And so after she steps through the portal, everybody's pattern is different, unique to themselves, right? She steps through the portal and her green patterns fade away. In the yellow light of the earth sun, it fades away, and she looks like me, okay? She looks like a normal human of like mixed race or whatever you want to picture. White, black, doesn't matter. So she's on Earth now, 1960s, okay, and she's giving birth. And the cobbler, he's watching her change as she's giving birth. She gives birth to her son right in front of him. And he's born, and he struggles to breathe the earth's air, but he takes a breath. My cat opening the closet door. And he slowly becomes human, starts to look human. And, he breathes, she nurses him, she stays with the cobbler for a few weeks, and then eventually she says to the cobbler, I can't stay here, I need to go home. I need you to raise my son for me. Please take care of him, raise him as if he was your own. I'll be back when the time is right. I don't know how long that will be, but I'll be back. Tell him that I'm coming for him. I can't be here. I don't know why. So she goes back through the portal. The portal magically opens just as she needs it to. I feel like something in her hand, like it's something shoots out of her hand, and I don't know. She's magic. And she goes back through the portal. The cobbler raises this boy. I don't know what to call him. Until he's like 20 something years old, early 20s, maybe like 19. And the cobbler doesn't tell him about his history, of course. And so Princess goes back to her land and goes back to where she lives, meets back up with her parents. They think she's dead, of course, because she doesn't come home. She's been gone for months and months. And she's like, no, I've been away. I don't want to talk about it. You don't need to know. She has to keep everything a secret, right? Just her and her lover know about the child. And so a year in their planet goes by, and she goes back to the cave, and the portal opens. She steps through it, and she ends up in the kitchen of the cobbler. Her son looks completely normal, like a normal human boy, and he's studying for tests. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, I'm your mother. You need to come with me right now. And he's like, lady, I got a life here. You can't just barge in and be all, take me to your planet. And she tries to explain to him, you have to come with me. You have to come with me. And he's like, no, I got a girlfriend. I'm in love. We're going to get married. I got SAT tests to do. You can't just take me with you. And she grabs his hand and breathes herself into him. And his skin starts to change into this beautiful iridescent, and it's a perfect, beautiful mix of her green leaf patterns on her skin and the child's father's blue tribe patterns on his skin. And he has a whoosh of knowing who he is and what he has to do. And he says, okay, let me say goodbye to my girlfriend and we'll go. And so his girlfriend comes over or whatever, and she's this beautiful mixed race girl. She's half black, half white. She's beautiful. And she says, what the hell? You're an alien. He's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was an alien. I have to go to my planet. I'm like the prince, and only I could save. I'm the only hope for peace on my planet. I have to go. And she's like, I'm going to miss you forever. And she says goodbye, and they say goodbye. It's so heartbreaking. And so he goes through the portal, and They're back in the cave, the portal's gone, it's done. Can't go back through. It doesn't matter, because obviously time happens differently on these two planets. I mean, 1 year on Blue Sun planet is 20 years on Earth. So there's no happy medium between the two. And so mother and son are on the Blue Sun planet, but she can't take him anywhere. Well, she can take him to the Greenleaf tribe because they're kind. They won't try to kill him. They'll be afraid of him, but they won't try to kill him. But she needs to prove to the Blue Sun people that peace can happen. And so she takes him home. Let's say she takes him home for like 5 of their years, and he learns how to use magic. And at some point, they meet up with his father. He gets to meet his father, and his father's like, my son, I can't believe it. You're so awesome. I'm so glad you're here. And the crazy thing is that they're basically all the same age now. So, I mean, she was like 16, 17 when she gave birth to him. And now she's like 18 and her son is 20 because he grew up on another planet. Crazy, right? And so they're all like, so let's say they meet together in the desert at that ruined castle where everything started in the first place. And they're developing a plan to bring peace to their two peoples, because he represents both sides. He can do magic, but he can also do fighting. He can protect himself. Okay? And so the father is showing the son how to use a sword, but the mother is showing him how to use magic. And it's just a matter of time until the old king passes away and they can go to the capital and say to the people, I represent peace. And, so you can picture a moment where they smuggled him in to the capital city of the Blue Sun tribe people, and, the new king is just ascended to the throne, and he's telling his people, we're entering a new era. I want to introduce my son to you. And this is his mother. And the people are like, I want to eat her flesh. And he's like, no, settle down. Listen to what my son has to say. And the son comes up and says, the new prince says, I'm proof that we don't have to fight. You have to choose peace. Stop trying to eat the Greenleaf people all the time. And some of them are like, I'm gonna kill you. And they throw knives at his face. And he puts his hand in the air and the knives drop to the ground and burst into flames because he's magic as heck. And so the Blue Sun people are like, we don't even know how to take this. We literally thought that there's no way such a person could exist. But here he is in front of us. And so some of them are like, no, I'm still going to try and eat your people. And some of them are like, I'll think about it. Either way, the whole moral of the story is peace is a choice. You have to choose it for it to happen. I had this story come to me. This is not my story. It is, and it isn't. It's a universal story. Of course it's familiar. It's Star Wars. It's Harry Potter. I'm sure hundreds of anime stories have been told about people like this. People like me who represent peace. My mother is white. My father is black. I'm both of those things, both of those cultures. And I'm here to tell you peace is a choice and it is possible. And that's the whole point of my show. Welcome to Crazitalk. I'm Larissa LaRue. This is it. This is why I'm here. I'm here to tell my story. I'm here to tell my stories. I lived through this in the body of the princess. I had a dream. Literally, this is what happened. I lived this life in the course of like 2.5 to 3 hours while I was asleep. And I woke up so sad because I knew the struggle is real. And I also kind of knew where my place was in it. So that's my story for today. I think my plans for today, other than this, than telling the story, was to just do some painting. And so I was thinking y'all could come with me. It's a good idea, right? I hope you can feel me through the camera. My only hope is that you learn to be loved, because that is what the whole point of this life is. It's funny, I feel like our whole society has this cultural thing of, what's the meaning of life? As if it's a question you can't answer. The answer is just be loved. Guarantee you that's the answer. What is all the meaning of life? To experience life to the fullest. I came to this planet. I am a divine celestial being. And I came to this planet 10,000 years ago to experience as much as I could, to learn as much as I could, to grow, to heal, and to make. I want to make humans. I want to make humans. And I want to make love with my heart and give it to you. So that's why I'm doing these videos. Yeah, that's right. I didn't smile. Okay, I'm going to take a break, I think. And then maybe I'll set things up in my studio.